Hello and welcome to the weather update for November 15, 2018. It's a little before noon, and we're looking at the storm approaching our area. And you can see here, it's raining along the Jersey Shore, but you can see where that line is, and it's going to set up right over, probably Nassau County, probably like this. So you can see probably it's going to probably bisect Nassau County, the two halves, northwest and southeast. And the northwestern part will have snow. The southeast will probably have rain. But for the North Shore, probably going to start off with some snow. So you can see some heavy rain now already in Atlantic City that's moving up toward Toms River. Not raining in Toms River yet, according to what I saw. It's not reaching the ground yet, but it will shortly. And you can see it looks like Philadelphia, Trenton. That whole area is snow, so it's snowing there right now. Let's take a look at the briefing from the Weather Service. So we're going to look at this briefing about this storm here as soon as it loads. This is what we have here. Snowfall of 6 inches expected in areas of much of the Lower Hudson Valley, northeast New Jersey, and interior southeast South Connecticut. All right. 3 inches in the mixed is up to 3 inches. NYC Metro, Long Island, coastal Connecticut, and southern Westchester. That'll be this evening, and this afternoon and evening. And then freezing rain, ice accumulation of up to a quarter inch. This will be in much of the Lower Hudson Valley, northeast New Jersey, and interior southern Connecticut. That will be the night. Coastal impacts, minor inundation in vulnerable areas. Vulnerable locales include New York Harbor, Jamaica Bay, the bays of Long Island, and that'll be through Friday morning. And then strong winds, 20 to 35 miles an hour with gusts to 45 miles an hour in the entire area tonight and Friday. So you can see here that we have the most, the snow will have the most impact north and west of the city. It shouldn't be too bad for Long Island. You can see here, this is their expected snowfall map. So you can see most of it is north of the city. But very close, just right across Long Island Sound in Connecticut, there will be accumulating snow. And like I said, I think that some areas of the North Shore could definitely get a very minor accumulation before it changes to rain. And if we look at the ice, that's also a risk inland as well. Coastal flooding, that's also a risk. And strong winds, so we're going to have strong winds again, gusts to 45 miles an hour, and isolated power outages as a result of that. All right, this is the first winter storm of the season that will be affecting. So it'll be the first time we're going to see flakes here on Long Island as well, and definitely a storm to be watching. I'm curious to see what Philadelphia has, because they now have a winter weather advisory issued for Ocean County. That's very interesting. We do not have a winter weather advisory issued for our area, I do not think. So if we go and we click our area now, so do we have a winter weather advisory? We do not. That's interesting, though, that there is one in effect for Ocean County. Isn't that interesting? So they did issue a winter weather advisory for Ocean County. That's very interesting. But it's 42 there, so I don't think they're going to see any rain. I don't know why they issued a winter weather advisory for that area. Maybe interior Ocean County, maybe. I'm curious, though. Interior Jersey, like Trenton, for instance. Interior, it's cold enough to be snow there, and I'm curious to see what it is doing there. So 33, and they have a winter weather advisory, so they could have 1 to 3 inches of accumulation possible from this before it changes to rain later tonight. All right, so let's get to the models, and let's see. We'll start with the GFS and take a look and see all of them. So you can see the GFS pretty much changes it to rain a little too quick, in my opinion. And it's going to be heavy rain right through the night. You can see some really heavy rain. And like I said, this thing just keeps, the GFS hangs it back a little more over our area versus some of the other models. And if we look at the actual total accumulated precip, you can see now it definitely has us all around 2 inches. So it's going to be up near 2 inches of rain. And then if we look at the snowfall, you will see just to the north there's going to be over 6 inches of snow, but over our area, very minor accumulations of a couple of inches. That's the GFS. Let's go to the NAM. Whereas the NAM is different and definitely more impressive with the snowfall totals. And the NAM's a little on the heavy side with the snow, saying interior Long Island could get up to 5 or 6 inches of snow. I don't really believe that. I think that might be a little off, but it's possible. But I don't see it happening. And then it has that line right over here. So the line's just set up a little differently on the NAM. And I found the NAM also has a heavier amount of precipitation falling over the area. Yes, it does. So the NAM's a little has some more over 2-inch amounts of liquid equivalent over our area. All right, so let's take a look at the radar forecast and see what it does. So if we look at this model, you'll see the line's a little different. It has some really heavy snow falling over our area, and that's why it has the heavier accumulations. So it has the line set up. The line's a little off, though, the orientation of it. It's more of a west to east line because it's more like this. So it's a little off on the line. So it's good. The totals are a little bullish as far as the snow goes, probably for our area. But definitely heavy rain, and we'll start as snow, but it'll become heavy rain. Wind-driven rain, nasty, nasty rain to be out in, and it moves it out a little faster than the GFS, so it moves out the rain a little fast. Now, let's look at the HRRR, which is one of the more short-range models, which we now have as well. So the HRRR, a little more realistic, I think. So let's take a look at that. You can see it starts at a snow this afternoon and keeps it as snow for quite a while, actually, until changing over to rain. So it might be like a wintry mixed deal. HRRR is a lot different now. All right. So let's see what the total snowfall is on the HRRR. If we can load it. We're waiting for it to load. All right. So the total snowfall on the HRRR is has parts of interior Long Island possibly picking up 4 inches of snow. So it's very possible before it changes over to rain there will be an accumulation on the North Shore. I really do think on the interior Long Island, maybe even the middle of the island, could be up to 3, maybe even 4 inches on the hills in the North Shore before it changes over. So the models always underestimate that. The way the line sets up seems to be a little more accurate on this model. So let's take the total accumulation on here, the rainfall. So yeah, we're all over an inch of rain, approaching 2 inches of rain with this. Now, let's go and look at one more model, and that will be the HDRPS. And the accumulated precip totals are pretty much, I mean, there's an agreement in pretty much how much rain is going to fall. It's generally going to be between probably 1 and 2 inches, more like 1.5 to 2 inches of rain of liquid equivalent across our area. Let's see how this does with the snowfall. So similar type of pattern here, where the North Shore is getting more of an accumulation, and the South Shore is not getting as much, and Ocean County is not getting much. So this is kind of like what I'm leaning to here. All right, that's why I think that it would have been smart, I think, for the Weather Service to issue winter weather advisory for the North Shore of Nassau County. I think that they kind of dropped the ball here, and I'm going to be up in the North Shore this afternoon, and well, I'll tell you, I'll show you how it looks. So, oops, I do apologize for that. Let's go and just look at the reflectivity here and see how that goes. So this is the reflectivity. So you can see here, yeah, it has it as snow, but it does change to rain. So I think the thing is that when it's even if we get 3 inches of on the ground, it will wash away once it changes over to the heavy rain. But things could get a little tricky, like I said, this afternoon before it changes over to rain. Could be some slippery conditions, especially on the North Shore, interior Long Island. And then look at this block of just heavy rain that's going to approach our area. And it is going to pour over Suffolk County probably between 10 and midnight. You can see just the very impressive convection. And this is all due to the warmer than normal ocean temperatures, providing the fuel for these storms. So that concludes this weather update. Be careful out there, and should have another one for you later tonight. Take care.